So here are my 5 top tips for getting the most out of your budget. You've gone to all the pain of creating a budget, you've had the conversations with the team, you've translated the business plans into a financial narrative. So how do you get the most out of that exercise that you've just done? Well, the first top tip is really to make sure that you regularly review it. So you go back and you look at how did we perform, what did we do against what we thought we were going to do. I think personally that if you go back and do reviews little and often, it's better than having 1 or 2 big reviews throughout the year. Personally, I like checking in formally every quarter, monthly, having a bit of narrative. How did we do? That could be quite light touch. That could be leadership cascades. That could be a town hall meeting. That could be a nice email. But certainly little and often communication throughout the year on how we're doing against the budget or against the plans. What's working well? What's not working so well? What are we changing? That's all important to keep people interested and to keep people engaged in the budget that you've produced. My second top tip is be realistic. Be realistic about the expectations of the budget. Be realistic about the assumptions that have gone in. If you create an unrealistic budget, it creates disengagement with the plans, the numbers, and a sense of we're just now, hoping for the best, or it's going to be some random outcome. So keep the budget realistic, but also set expectation that you can't forecast everything. Things are going to change. You're going to have to adapt and change to your environment. So keep it realistic, but also be conscious that things change. My third tip is around making sure you distribute the detail. So when you put a budget together, you're going to have detail in that budget that's going to be relevant to different people in the business. So somebody buying raw materials needs to know the target price, the amount of raw materials they need to buy, as an example. Somebody in marketing needs to know what activities they're going to undertake, in what channels, and what budgets they've got to do those sorts of things. So make sure everybody who could benefit from knowing the detail that's in the budget has that detail and is clear on it. That may mean that as a CFO, I have to sit down with some of the stakeholders and talk them through what that detail means, and also check in on that throughout the year as well. My fourth tip is to make sure that the budget that you've put together relates back to the business objectives, where you really want to take the business. A 12-month budget is really just a hop in a 5-year longer term plan, and short-term setbacks don't necessarily mean that you can't achieve longer term objectives within your 5-year plan. So make sure you relate back the importance of this 12-month budget perhaps into where we're going overall as a business. And you might find in that certain aspects of what you're looking to deliver in the year are more or less important when viewed in the context of where you're going over the next 5 years and what you want to achieve. My fifth and final kind of tip is really to make sure that you evaluate and you reevaluate that budget throughout the year, and you look at it in context of seeing how you've achieved against your goals, against your KPIs, against your plan, and ultimately how the story is panning out. And make sure that as you go throughout the year, you do that evaluation and you celebrate success as and when you have it. I'm a big believer that you should celebrate success, and also any deviation, you look to address that and look to try to adjust your plans accordingly. If you do that, you'll have an absolutely successful year, and everybody wants to have a successful year in business.